I have some bad news to tell you. Most people will never become successful digital writers. And it's not because they can't write. It's not because they're not creative enough. And no, it's not because they're not smart enough. The reason why most people fail when they try to write online is because they're too busy making excuses, not actually writing. If you want to be a writer and not a chronic complainer, stop making these pathetic excuses that I hear people making all the time. I could probably give you like 1 billion, I swear to God. The amount of excuses I see on a daily basis is ridiculous, but for the sake of this video and brevity, I'm only going to give you 3. To explain the first one, I first need to tell you a little story. A few years ago, there was a kid at university. Well, technically an adult, but he's an idiot, a young idiot. And while this kid was at university, he had an idea for a zombie story. He had it all planned out. He knew exactly what the story was going to be about. He could see the characters as well as you can see me right now in this video. He had all of his ducks in a row. Nothing. He did nothing. Why? Because he was too busy making excuses. First, it was because he didn't feel like it. Next, it was because he had other things to do. And most important of all, he didn't have enough time. This is the number one excuse most aspiring writers make. And I need to be completely direct with you right now. You do have enough time. Do you know why? Because everyone has the exact same amount of time. The reason you're saying you don't is simple. Writing is not a priority for you. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, it just means you're not going to be a writer. But since you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you do want to be a writer, otherwise you're probably watching the wrong thing. And if that's the case, you need to solve this problem immediately. You can't keep saying you don't have enough time, otherwise you'll never have enough time, and you'll never write. If you want to be a writer, that's a pretty big problem. To save you the trouble of trying to find the solution yourself, I'm just going to give you the solution right now. All you have to do is just write a little bit every day. I'm not telling you to write 1,000 words for the rest of your life until you die. I'm not telling you to write dissertations. I'm not telling you to post every single day. I'm not saying that. Just write a little bit every day. How hard is that? Just a little bit. Write a word for all I care. Because eventually a word becomes a sentence becomes a paragraph becomes a blog post may eventually become a book. This is how it works. The point is, just throw that not enough time excuse out of the window. It's bullshit and you know it. Here's another bitter pill for you to swallow. Time isn't real. I know, whoa, fuck, what a crazy claim, but time is not real. It's a mental construct. It doesn't exist outside of the mind. Outside of human egos, there is no such thing as time. It's not this objective thing. It's just a thing that we perceive from our own perspectives, our human perspective. Time does not apply to anything other than humans, as far as we're currently aware. Time can only exist at the level of mind. It does not exist without a mind. It's a construct. If you're not ready for this right now, that's fine. At least it's in your awareness. You'll come back to it sometime in the future when it piques your curiosity. For now, just keep indulging in the construct of time. Just don't use it as an excuse not to write. Now that we've dealt with time, I'm going to get to one of the most self-destructive excuses writers make all the time that completely cripples their progress. But before that, let's talk about the second excuse on this list. Writing is too difficult. Seriously, that is actually an excuse people make. Writing's too difficult. Like, come on, man. Writing too difficult? You're not in a coal mine. You're not jumping out of airplanes. You're not a porn star. I think those things are more difficult than writing. But seriously, I know I'm kind of taking the piss here, but this is a genuine excuse that people make. And it actually blows my mind. Like, what did you expect? Did you expect writing to just be as easy as farting? Like, come on, it's not that easy. But it's not that difficult either. The fact is, like, if you want to be a digital writer, why are you complaining about it being difficult? Can't you see that that's your edge? Yeah, no shit, it's difficult. You're trying to articulate the ideas in your mind and bring them into reality. Like, why would you think that's easy? Not only that, you have to make it so that the ideas you bring forth are easy for complete strangers to understand. You're trying to communicate through words on a screen. When you do this, you need to be crystal clear and you can't create any confusion. It's so easy to be misunderstood if you're not writing with clarity. Turns out this isn't that easy to do. I know, shocking, right? Shocking. It actually takes a bit of practice and developing a skill. But can't you see how this is your edge? Can't you see how this is something you can use to your advantage? Just imagine what you'll be able to accomplish as someone who knows how to write. While other people are just fumbling around in the dark, making excuses, complaining about how hard it is, you're actually going to be writing. You're actually going to be developing your skills and getting good at the craft. You're mastering something difficult. If you master something difficult, you've already got a moat. Because most people aren't going to take the time to master something that's difficult. And frankly, it shouldn't matter to you how difficult writing is. Because if you want to be a writer, you have to write. I'm sorry, there's no way around this. Writers write. They don't complain. They don't make excuses. They don't try and find something easy to do. They write. Just think about this, man. Like, this is literally like runners complaining about having legs. Do you see how stupid that is? Oh, I want to be a writer, but I don't like writing. And listen, if you're serious about learning this life-changing skill, it shouldn't matter how difficult it is. And you'll stop making this dumb excuse. If you want to accelerate your progress and get really good, click the first link in the description and get my free magnetic writing course. Check it out, it's sick. Now, let's carry on. As promised, let's talk about the biggest writing excuse that holds people back from writing online. No, it's not because they don't have any ideas. It's not because they don't know how to do it. It's this. Writing online is saturated. This is a very popular word that's come about over the last few years. Saturated. It's a cool word, you know, saturated, 4 syllables, big word, sounds fancy. The problem is it's complete bullshit. Essentially, the argument is that there's no point in me writing online because there are already millions of other people writing online as well. So I was crystal clear with you earlier. Now let me just be Heisenberg level crystal meth clear with you, okay? Saturation doesn't exist. Just like the time excuse, it's bullshit. And this applies to every single art form that involves writing. Songwriting is not saturated. Writing books is not saturated. Writing movies is not saturated. And writing content is definitely not saturated. Do you really think that an elite songwriter like David Bowie couldn't absolutely dominate today? Are you seriously telling me that? If David Bowie came out today, he wouldn't have an audience? Are you seriously telling me that? Because pop music is saturated. Come on, man. Like, okay, David Bowie might not be the same level of superstar that he was in the 70s, but if that guy came out today, he would have an audience. He would have no problem creating a career in the music industry. No problem whatsoever. Another example, there are millions of self-help books, millions upon millions of self-help books where they're really regurgitating the same stuff over and over again. Do you think people are going to stop writing those? Do you think people are going to stop buying those? Of course not. The same goes for content creators. Content creation is becoming more and more popular as the years go on. Do you think there'll ever be a time where someone who isn't a good writer won't be able to stand out as a content creator? I already told you, writing is difficult. Creating content is difficult. By becoming good at creating content and writing, you will stand out. Most people can't get good at these things because they're difficult. The fact of the matter is, if you master the art of writing, nothing will stop you from creating any art or breaking into any industry. Do you know why? Because although almost everyone can write, 99% of them can't write well. Seriously, like, your competition doesn't exist. It's non-existent. If you get good, there is no one who can take what you've got. If you get good at this, nothing will stand in your way. Not even the walls of Troy could stop you from penetrating it. Pause. Let's go back to music because it's just absolutely the greatest illustration of this. Like, if Jimi Hendrix came out today, if the Beatles came out today, if David Bowie came out today, they would absolutely dominate. It doesn't matter where pop music is right now. They would have audiences. They would have amazing careers, even if they came out today. Why? Because their art was not reliant on trendy gimmicks. It was reliant on mastery and artistic excellence. They were elite songwriters and amazing musicians. That combination means they would never be able to fail. It doesn't matter what era they came out in. Sure, when they came out, it was the perfect storm. Popularity-wise, perfect storm, perfect moment. But if they came out any decade after that, they would have still been awesome. They would have still been fine. The same is the case with you for whatever you want to write. So stop complaining about there being too many other writers. It's ridiculous. Don't look at them. They don't exist as far as you're concerned. And to be honest, it's just lame. Like, it's really lame. Unless you're a blatant copycat who doesn't have any original thoughts whatsoever, you've got nothing to worry about. If you become a real, legit writer, you will be completely uncopyable. You'll be in a competition of one, because no one else will be able to do what you do. This is your goal as a writer. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Focus on making your own stuff from your own perspectives with your own mind. As I said earlier, sign up for Magnetic Writing. Click the first link in the description. It's free. It's awesome. And if you're done with making excuses, good. That's absolutely fantastic. But now you have to actually start writing. So if you want to learn how to come up with an endless amount of ideas, click this next video. It'll show you how to become an idea generation machine.